the internet was all the rage.
Okay.
So you remember the group from back in the day in the 90s, group EnVogue?
Oh, yeah. And
Oh,
Vogue.
yeah.
One of the best singing groups of all time.
All right, there you go with the
The best women group of all time singers. Yeah, hell yeah.
You say so. But anyway, so one of the singers, Dawn, was it Dawn Robinson?
Robinson, my sister.
I think she was also, wasn't she in the group with Raphael Sadiq? What was that?
Oh, yeah, they had a spinoff after EnVogue, after they started having their problems. She did, yeah.
Right, so she posted a video of herself. So evidently sis has been homeless for 3 years, and she's been living in her car.
Wow.
In her car. So she, the video clip that they showed, she kind of said it and she gave a feeling, or like she had a feeling that it was liberating for her to be able to say it out loud. She attributed it to, she was staying with her parents at one point, or her mom, I don't know if it's parents, but her mother, and intimated that relationship was toxic. Her manager she said her manager supposedly had a place to stay. So she went out to Vegas. I think it was Vegas or LA, one of those places. Mm-hmm. But then when it got there, the space wasn't the way that he said it was. Mm-hmm. So she opted to be in a car, and that's where she's been for the past 3 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Her ex, Alan, reached out, according to reports, reached out and said, "Hey, got a nice personality. I can get you this job. I got I'm working over here at the Hilton. Get something in hospitality, right? You know what I mean? Got a nice smile and whatever.
Right.
I'm like, my man. I was kind of digging that, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Shout out to amicable breakups, right? Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So there was just a lot of talk, a lot of discussion, all this other stuff. So when I heard the story, I was like, hey, what about that? I'm going to ask Jay about this.
Yeah.
What's your biggest takeaway when you hear this story? Is it this forever non-ending story about artists in the music industry and how it just doesn't seem sustainable, right? Mm-hmm. Or is this more of a story about, hey, Dawn and maybe there's more to this that we don't know, and her lifestyle or something that led to her living in this car. So I'm not even sure where to even go with this. But what's your first inclination on it?
So I think of Dawn as like the Bobby Brown of New Edition. Yeah, she always had a little problem with the rest of the group members. I think my favorite was, what was it? Was it Cindy?
Maxine,
Cindy. No, it was Cindy. Oh, Cindy.
Yeah, Cindy.
Good Lord.
Yeah, Cindy got a whole lot of album covers all stained up and sticky.
Love myself some Cindy. Cindy. Yeah. But and Maxine and Dawn, with all the members were in there. But when I first heard the story too, I was like, first I was feeling, sad for her and bad, even knowing that she had her issues. I mean, listen, we all have issues, but she was the problem member of the group, so to speak. But when I think about this industry, it's hard. One day you're up, you're in one of the hottest selling female groups of all time, and the next minute you find yourself, homeless and in a car. And I think a lot of problems that people bring on to themselves is because of themselves. People don't always make the right decisions. I make a lot of bad decisions in my life, and you have to be able to face the repercussions of it. And you were talking about her boyfriend at the time. I was reading that he was saying he was trying to help her out, like you were saying, but not really. I think people sometimes, when they see that people are down on their luck, they want to kind of just keep them down there, for their own. Yeah, they do. They really do.
Don't put that on him.
I mean, she was, from what she said, she said he wasn't really being helpful to her. Now, again, could it just be from her point of view?
Listen, I mean, how much more is he supposed to do? Hey, they're hiring down the street over at the hotel over there. Why don't you go down there and use my name as a referral? That's help.
Right.
Done.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
There's levels to this. Like what else are you supposed to do?
Well, she moved. I know she was staying with him for a while, and she just left. She was with her family first, and then she stayed with him for a while, and then she just left. She probably just said, "Hey, listen, thanks for your help, but I'm a grown woman. I will figure it out." And by the way, it's not such a bad thing. You know, some of the most successful artists out there have lived in their car.
Here we go.
Steve Harvey.
Here we go.
Tyler Perry.
Here we go.
It makes you focus. When you are put in a situation, when you have nothing, it makes you work so damn hard because you're focused, you have that drive, you have the determination to live and to survive. And by the way, there are many people that are homeless, unemployed in this industry. What about that guy from The Cosby Show? He was unemployed. He went over social media, just like she's doing right now, and he was offered a job by Tyler Perry.
Yeah, but I don't get the feeling that this is starving artists, right? And you want to bring up Tyler Perry, Steve Harvey. That was their ascend. That was early in their career, making their bones. This is her decline, right? She was, to your point, she was in this amazing group, tours, money, video, all of that. Right. And then in another group, Lucy Pearl, I think the name was, right? Had another hit or two. This is not that. This is not the case of waiting tables while you get put on and while you're trying to strike it. She's a star. And this is the reason why this is a story. Early on in Steve Harvey's career or Tyler Perry's career that you mentioned, no one would have cared because we wouldn't have known who they are. We know Dawn Robinson, right? That's why it's a story. Ain't the same thing. Now, I get it. Many people with different circumstances live how she's living and trying to get by and trying to survive and everything. And I don't want to bury the lead from that. I don't know all the situation. I don't know all the circumstances. But I don't get out of this time to lock and focus on my singing career. And, so I'm going to make this all about, like, I'm not down with the starving artist approach, I guess.
You know what bothers me?
Everything.
Well, yeah, a lot of things bother me. But what bothers me is I feel bad for her. But if you and I was homeless and living in our car, nobody would give a shit. And my problem is that celebrities are put on this pedestal, like they're almost better or more important, or we should care more. Do you know how many starving homeless people are in their cars today? Why are we giving so much special attention? Or, yeah, I get it, she's a celebrity, but she's just like you and me. So that, not that I don't feel bad for her.
Because she's a celebrity.
Yeah, but that rubs me the wrong way. I'm not being a hater or anything like that. I feel like I'm the most fair person in the world. I think we should all be treated equally, and we should all be felt sorry for equally as well. So I don't think her story is any different than many, many, many other stories that's going on today.
Well, I will say this. I agree that we are all the same.
Yeah.
But we are not all treated equally. And
I know that.
And shout out to the woman at the Dwayne Reed that I was in that recognized me and told me I was able to skip the line because of my celebrity. So I'm not there for you, right?
Yeah. Y'all are special.
So that's Jay. Like I like when she was like, "Yeah, you can come out of the line, right?" Like, all right, I'm cashing in on whatever little bit of tiny bit of celebrity I have. I'm cashing in.
That's true.
So you go ahead there and be a man of the people, right? Like, miss me with that, bro. I'm walking. I want that stanchion clipped open. Hey, okay?
Yes.
You come on in there. How many you got with you? And if I say, yeah, he's with me, you're going to come right in there with me. So miss me with that,
man. Yeah, right. You're so right about that. Right. But you know what? I want to bring up too. What's really important too, especially with these artists, when they're on top of the world and they go down there, when I call it the Bobby Brown of the group, Bobby Brown is lucky, right? Because they stuck their group together, even with their ups and downs with his flaws and with his personality, they stuck together. Not a lot of times when you have personality flaws like that, listen, you could be the smartest person, you could be the best singer in the world, but when you're part of a successful group like she was, you know, you gotta be able to work with people. And when your reputation goes around in Hollywood as being a problem person to work with, no one's gonna want to work with you. I don't care how talented you are. So a lot of people have to be able to check their personality at the door and think, you know, a bigger picture and look down the hall. Hey, I might want to stay in this industry and be able to work with these top artists and have my career, have it be at longevity, right? You know, have it last as long as you can. But when you have personality flaws like that, you might find yourself homeless and no one's going to want to work with you and give you a record deal and say, hey, Dawn, come over and get on this album. No, because your personality kind of stinks. And that's been her reputation in this industry for a while. So I'm really not too surprised she is where she is today. I still feel sorry for her, just like I would feel sorry for you and I if we were in her same situation.
Yeah, listen, you're right. But if that's who you are, right? What's the old saying? No matter where you go, there you are, right? Like you
can't run from yourself.
Can't run from yourself.
Right.
So despite that, right? She wouldn't be, if that is indeed the case, she wouldn't be the first person to suffer a self-inflicted wound, so to speak.
Exactly.
Right? You know, so there you go with
exactly.
that. So net, I hope whatever situation she's in, I hope that gets all worked out. Mm-hmm. And for the better. If she wants to stay in her car, I hope that's on the table for her as well.
That is true.
But from the videos, it looks like she's fine and healthy and so on.
And I think someone offered her a job already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to work the same thing like the Cosby guy.
Right.
It's going to work in her favor. She's not dumb. She's smart. She knows what to do.
Right.
Yeah. She's going to be down and out for a very long time.